Hi, welcome back to my story time with Nana. I have a whole new grandpa story I think you're going to love. I love this story. It's about my dad, who was a great pop. I'm even wearing his shirt tonight in memory of him. Anyhow, I can't wait. Let's begin. A day with Grandpa Whelan. John Whelan grew up poor. He was the seventh of 8 children. His father was a coal miner and his mother cared for her children as best she could. And when he was a young boy, his family moved to Orange, New Jersey. Later, he joined the Navy, married, and had 4 children. But the best thing that happened to him was the blessing of grandchildren. Oh, how he loved his grandchildren. Now, Pop Whalen was different from most other grandpas. He looked different and he talked different. Pop Whalen had throat cancer, and sometimes it was difficult to understand him when he spoke. Now, although he wasn't the same as most children's grandfather, he was the greatest Pop of all to all his grandchildren. And even though he was hard to understand to most, his grandchildren understood him very well. This is just one of his stories, and I know for a fact that all of his grandchildren have a story very similar to this story, and they may even remember this day. "We're sleeping over!" Colleen and Nichole yelled, running into the house. Pop had picked the girls up on his way home from work. He did this a lot on Friday night. Now, their first stop every time they entered the house was the special drawer in the kitchen. Pop kept it well stocked with candy. Reese's peanut butter cups, Snickers, Milky Ways, Three Musketeers, Hershey bars. If it was chocolate, it was in that drawer. Usually, on the nights the girls slept over, Pop made popcorn or ice cream sundaes and they would watch movies. Grandma worked at the family video store right up the street and had an entire room with rows and rows of movies on shelves. Some nights she would even bring a movie home. But this room was like going to their very own video store. As a matter of fact, the entire basement was set up for all their grandchildren. There were toys, a movie room, and even video games like you would see in an arcade. In the summertime, the children would swim in the pool in the backyard, pretending to be mermaids, sharks, and any other sea animal they could think of. Grandma even kept a variety of swimsuits in a bin in the bathroom downstairs. Anyhow, after the movie, Grandma would get the girls ready for bed in the room right next to theirs and tuck them in for the night. Colleen and Nichole loved spending the night. Pop always made plans to take them places. Sometimes it was the dollar store, sometimes it was Kmart, sometimes it was even the pet store. He loved buying his grandchildren pets. Nothing brought him more joy than seeing his grandchildren smile and hearing them laugh. One summer morning, the girls woke early. They never really slept in when staying the night at their grandparents' house. There was too much to do. They went downstairs and Pop was in the kitchen doing a crossword puzzle in the newspaper. "Hey, sleepyheads, I thought you were going to sleep all day," he said with a smile, putting his pen down. "Pop, it's still early," Nichole said, walking slowly towards the special drawer. "Hey, how about some breakfast first?" he said, shaking his head. Nichole lowered her head and walked over to the kitchen table. Colleen sat beside her and gave her hand a squeeze and gave her the look that said, "Don't worry, we'll be in that drawer before we leave this house." "I have big plans for today," he told them. "After breakfast, we're going shopping." "To Toys R Us?" asked Colleen. "To the dollar store?" asked Nichole. "Nope. Someplace closer, and there will be all kinds of different things to buy, he answered. Trust me, you will love it. The girls were excited. He always took them to the best places. Pop-Pop made the girls a bowl of cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, for breakfast, and while they ate, he poured his breakfast of a protein drink down his tube. Because of his cancer, he couldn't eat like they could. He couldn't swallow, so he had a tube that went into his stomach, and he poured his liquid food down the tube into his stomach with a giant syringe. Come on, girls, eat up. We have places to go, he said when he finished. Pop-Pop, that's not fair. You eat faster than we do, Colleen told him. Yeah, you don't have to chew your food, Nichole piped in. True, he said, but I am so excited about today that I squirted it in faster than usual. The girls just laughed and chewed their cereal faster and drank their milk from their bowl. Now they were getting very excited about their adventure today. I mean, if Pop-Up was excited, it must be really great. They took their bowls to the sink, and Pop-Up told them, go get dressed. He'd wash the dishes. I wonder where we're going, Nichole said as they walked upstairs to their room. I don't know, but I bet it's going to be great. The girls dressed and brushed their teeth and headed downstairs. Pop-Up was waiting in the backyard by the pool for them. Are you ready? He asked when they slid the door open from the kitchen to the deck. Yes, they answered. Well, we're going to be doing a lot of walking, he told them. I think you may need something to keep up your strength. How about you go to the special drawer and get a couple of snacks? Colleen and Nichole ran giggling into the kitchen to the special drawer and picked a couple of Reese's peanut butter cups and Kit Kat bars. Colleen smiled at Nichole. Pop-Pop never disappointed. Where are we going, Pop-Pop? Nichole asked when they got back outside. Well, I don't know if you saw the signs in the neighborhood, he answered. Sproul Estates is having a neighborhood yard sale. What? You mean everyone is selling their yard? Asked Nichole. No, silly, he answered. People have things they don't want or use anymore, and we're going to get a deal on some of those things. So Pop-Pop, Colleen, and Nichole started walking down Stanford Drive to Governor's and came to the first house selling things they didn't want or need anymore. The girls were amazed at the array of items for sale. There were clothes, knickknacks, dishes, dolls, all kinds of things. Pop-Pop was right. This was going to be so much fun. Okay, girls, here's $2, he said, handing them money. Now you can buy whatever you want, but just remember, we have a lot of houses to go to, so make sure it's what you really want. The girls ran into the yard and rummaged through all the things that were for sale. And Pop-Up just stood there and watched them with a smile on his face. And so the day progressed with Pop-Up and the girls walking from one house to another to see what the neighbors had for sale. Colleen and Nichole were very careful with their money. There was so much to choose from, so many things. And in the end, Colleen bought a couple of Barbie dolls and some clothes for them. And Nichole found a treasure trove of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle things. Now, while they were busy shopping, they didn't notice that Pop-Up had been making purchases along the way. They didn't realize because he wasn't carrying anything. Papa, Colleen said on the way back to the house, you didn't buy anything. Oh, I bought a few things, he answered. The neighbors are holding them for me. As a matter of fact, when we get back to the house, I have to go pick up all my items. What did you get? Nichole asked. Car stuff? Tools? Toys? You'll see, he told her. When they got back to the house, the girls ran inside to show Grandma their yard sale items. And Grandma was happy for the girls and their purchases. Where's Pop-Pop? She asked. He went to pick up the things he bought, Nichole told her. I think he bought a lot of stuff because he needed the truck to get it all. Oh my goodness! Grandma said, shaking her head. Can we go swimming? Asked Colleen. Sure, go get your bathing suits on. The girls ran downstairs and picked out a bathing suit. They couldn't wait to get into the pool with their new yard sale toys. They played Barbies with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, saving the day, of course. Not long after they started playing in the pool, they heard Pop-Pop pull into the driveway. Let's go see what he bought, Colleen said, jumping out of the pool. She grabbed 2 towels and handed one to her sister and then opened the gate from the backyard to the driveway. Their eyes opened wide. All what they saw, the back of Pop-Pop's truck was full of bikes, big wheels, and other toys to ride. It looked like he bought every riding toy in the entire neighborhood. Wow, they yelled out. Now remember, these are used, so they're not going to be perfect. Pop-Pop, Nichole said with a smile. You know, sometimes things that are different are not the same as all the rest, end up being the greatest. The girls took turns on all the bikes and big wheels. They were all used and were all not perfect. As a matter of fact, one of the big wheels had a flat wheel on one side. Turns out that would be everyone's favorite riding toy because it made a cool sound when it was ridden down the long driveway. Burr flap, burr flap, burr flap. I have an idea, Colleen called out. Can we call our cousins to come over? We can race in the driveway. That sounds like a great idea, Pop-Pop answered. I'll move the cars. You go inside and make the calls. Yay! They squealed, running into the house. The end. Now, I have to say that those bikes and big wheels, boy, they were a big hit at Grandma and Pop-Pop's house. And there was a lot of fighting over the one that was different. Because sometimes things that are different are really, really great. I hope you enjoyed tonight's story. I did.